What about comebacks? Let's see if Jan Blachowicz can make a comeback and get going for that title again, because it's been announced that coming in March, he will be returning against Aleksandar Rakic. And all I know is, of course, I want to know if you think this is the best fight to make, and what do you do with some of the top contenders now, like Santos and Anthony Smith. But all I know is that what I want to see from this fight is for that legendary Polish power to return and to absolutely beat the crap out of that Alexander and bounce his head off the canvas. I want to see it.
I'd be down. I think that's a great fight to make too.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think that just about confirms, if it hasn't already been confirmed, Teixeira versus Prochazka.
Yeah,
for the belt.
It hasn't been not official, but that has to be the fight now.
It has to be, right?
It should have been in the first place. Now at least we pretty much get it confirmed.
So Thiago Santos and Anthony Smith, they fought back in 2018.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you remember, but Santos actually beat Smith by TKO, body kick, and punches. And it was actually a fight of the night.
It's pretty much how he worked his way up to that title shot with John Jones there.
It was only, I think it got to the second round, and it was fight of the night. So, I mean, that just goes to show you, like, those guys were throwing down.
I know Anthony Smith loves to throw down. We've seen it in all of his fights. Can he bring the fire back to Santos?
That's what I was going to say. And Santos, not to be disrespectful, been kind of on a little bit of a slide, I would say. He hasn't necessarily looked the same as he did pre-injury, pre-John Jones fight.
That's safe to say. Absolutely.
So, I mean, I think it'd be a good time to run that one back, possibly. It's been about, I think, over 3 years now. I'm sure Anthony Smith wants that one back. They're still both way up there. They don't have fights lined up yet. Smith just beat a guy behind him.
Not a lot of people are going to remember that fight, at least like right now, if they might go look back and remember. But if you ask,
and I'm not completely sure. That might have been at middleweight. I might be mistaken on that, but I'd have to look into that.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm almost positive it was at middle. I'd put my reputation on the line to say that fight was at middleweight, so it would be different now at light heavyweight.
Of course. And it puts one of them probably like a win away from a title shot.
Yeah, or a title contender, or a eliminator fight, something like that.
Mm-hmm. And the funny thing about Anthony Smith is it came out in an interview from I think November 30th, where he said it would suck if Aleksandar Rakic was rewarded with a Jan Blachowicz fight after turning down several opponents. So didn't really get his wish there. Christmas has not come early for Anthony Smith, but who knows? I really like your idea of running that back. But how do you see this fight between Blachowicz and Rakic going? And does Jan still have a chance to get his hands back on UFC gold?
Man, I don't know. I want to say Jan should be the favorite in this fight.
I think so.
I haven't seen Rakic fight in a while now.
The last one was that boring win over Santos.
The big thing with Rakic is really just his kicks, leg kicks, high kicks, body kicks. He's a specialist, I believe, with his kicks. Mm-hmm. So I think that's really the main thing that Jan will have to watch out for. And other than that, it's like, it's hunting season, Go out there and collect a head. You got to if you want to get back to that title, you're going to have to win in impressive fashion. Especially by the way that you lost,
Mm-hmm. Hey, a knockout, like, especially if so, of course, this would be hypothetical because the title fight hasn't been made yet, but say that we're doing Yuri versus Glover. Just assume that. And they also make the assumption that Yuri wins that fight. If Jan knocks out Aleksandar Rakic, it would be a good case to put him against Yuri for the belt.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
You could definitely make a case here. Two crazy dudes with crazy power from Eastern Europe that are, one, like, goes out into the cold and howls like a wolf, and then the other one has a piece of a noose.
I mean, that's 100% the fight that they wanted to have happen. I'm pretty sure the UFC brass was, I don't know if rooting for would be the right way to say it, but they probably were leaning towards wanting Jan to win that fight just so they could line that Prochazka fight up, because that would be huge between those two countries to see, who's who's the baddest.
I could definitely see that. It makes sense. That fight probably sells more than, like, I don't want to be rude, but say like a old, almost like kind of Finnish Glover, but apparently Glover obviously isn't Finnish, and he's still might be in his prime.
If Glover beats Yuri, bro, he could turn into a big deal.
If Glover beats Yuri, that would be insane.
He would be a huge deal.
Glover instantly becomes one of the best champions in the UFC.
I think Yuri, probably him, Patty, and Hamzat right now, I'd say, Patty Pimblett, are probably the three biggest hype machines, and maybe even, no, I won't say it. I won't throw Sean O'Malley in there. But, you know, I'd say right now, as of right now, Hamzat, Jesus Christ, I just lost my train of thought. Yuri and Patty Pimblett are the three biggest hype trains in the UFC. So if Glover could take out a Yuri Prochazka, like, that's going to be huge.
That would be insane, man. That is just a phenomenal fight. And sorry, because I don't want to sound like I'm kind of writing Glover off, because I obviously don't want to, because that dude pulls out wins from nowhere. That wasn't the case against Jan. He obviously was just winning that fight from the first round to the second round. Man, I think there's just fun fights that you can line up at the top of the light heavyweight division. There's a lot of really good stuff there, and the division's slowly rebuilding and turning into something that looks like a fun time again, especially like once we get to UFC Vegas 44, you're going to have to run it through Jimmy Crute and Jamal Hill.
Yeah, like at least it's not just the same three guys just circulating.
Exactly.
Like it was for a few years.
Right.
You know, John Jones, Daniel Cormier, Gustafsson, and then I guess you could throw in Anthony Johnson as well. Because it's like those guys kind of controlled the light heavyweight division for like 4, 5, 6, maybe years. Mm-hmm. Seems like those are like all the big fights always happening.
So I am loving the fresh blood inside the light heavyweight division. That, of course, only makes things that much more exciting.